According to Lumen Schaefer at the International Review of Mission, Christianity in Japan has always been a minority movement, at no time numbering as much as 1% of the population. Today, this still holds true. But why is this the case? Hi, my name is I.J. Rittenhouse, and today I will be telling you all about the history of Christianity in Japan and how it has come to be in the struggling state that it's in today. First, we will look at the origins of Christian persecution in Japan during the Edo period. Then we will look at what changed as the country became westernized in the Meiji Restoration all the way up through Imperial Japan. Then lastly, we will be taking a look at post-war and modern Japan. So, many people know that Japan's borders were closed for centuries until America forced them open for trade. But why were they closed? It was actually because of the Shimabara Rebellion. The Shimabara Rebellion was a tax-related rebellion that took place in the western part of Japan. In this part of the country, there were many Christians who had just been introduced, so the government feared that Christianity played a part in this sudden violence. This, however, was not the case, as Japanese historians will tell you themselves, but that does not stop feudal Japan from closing its borders for hundreds of years in fear of the new religion. During this time, called the Edo Period or the Tokugawa Shogunate, Christianity was obviously outlawed. Some Kakure Christians, however, Kakure meaning hidden, continued to practice their faith in secret. Without a print Bible, their faith did get messed up during the long oppression. But the Edo period did not last forever, and when America came in with their kurofune, or black ships, the Japanese were forced to re-enter the world stage. During what is called the Meiji Restoration, Japan rapidly became a modern nation, adopting technology and clothing and even culture from the West to make up for lost time spent in isolation. This westernization included giving the people an American-style constitution that had laws ensuring religious freedom. But constitutions were not the only cool new Western things Japan adopted from the rest of the world. This was right before World War I, and nationalism was on the rise all over the globe, including Japan. Christianity was not outlawed anymore, but the Japanese had little tolerance for it while they were worshipping their emperor as a god incarnate, descended from the sun kami Amaterasu. Christians were labeled as unpatriotic and looked down upon even if they did love their country. This continued through World War I and World War II, when they were defeated and then occupied by America. After World War II, General MacArthur was the man in charge of basically putting Japan into submission. One of the most famous things he did, on top of inviting a ton of missionaries to the country, was he photographed himself standing next to the Japanese Emperor Hirohito and forced the newspapers to circulate that image all over the country. The tall, burly American standing next to the small, surrendering emperor, who was supposed to be a god, sent a message to the people that religious freedom was about to be taken more seriously. The plan worked, and religion was kept out of politics almost completely under their new constitution. Today, though, the Japanese public just tries to avoid organized religion entirely. While their culture still kinda reflects Shinto and Buddhist practices, and they still have borrowed Western ideas like Christian-style marriages and holidays, hard religion is a touchy subject. Christianity is still seen as foreign and unpatriotic, and most Japanese would rather not remember how they worshipped their emperor during the dark days of imperialism. Nowadays, to knock on their doors, the response you'll get is, "American religion? No thank you." So, as you can see, Christianity has had a very hard time trying to stay alive throughout Japanese history. The people's first mistaken impression of the Western religion was quite bloody, causing Japan to bar against it for centuries. Then, even when religious freedom was enacted later, the patriotic Japanese still looked down upon it, and today they just try to avoid controversial things like religion altogether. But Jesus has not come back yet. Right now is the perfect time to go back to Japan and continue this story. They are no longer persecuting Christians, and they need to hear about the love of Christ. So let's go introduce the land of the rising sun to the sun who is risen from the land. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Hey, special announcement. In the description below is a link to my donation page for an upcoming mission trip to Japan this summer. The trip will be 7 weeks, and I'll be working with kids in the Tohoku region and sharing the gospel message with them. Please consider donating or sharing this link, but at least keep me in your prayers. Thank you all so much. Make sure to like and subscribe to get more updates in the future, or you could get on my email list. Sayonara.